In my past life as a soccer coach, when you won a national championship, everyone wants to come play for you. Really not true. Why you pay them $25,000 a year in scholarships? Everybody wants to come play for you. And parents would always come to me and they say, okay, my son or my daughter wants to come play at your university. What is it that we have to do? What are you looking for? And being a Socratic professor that I am, I say, well, what does your son or daughter do? What do they do really well that we'd be interested in? And typically their answers are, well, they got great vision, they got really good, they can see the entire field. Or my daughter is the fastest player, there's nobody that can beat her. Or my son's got a great left footer, really great in the air and can hit every ball. I'm like, yeah, not bad. But to be quite honest with you, those are a lot of things I'm looking for. The most important thing, self-confidence. Without that skill, I use the word skill intentionally. Without that skill, we are useless as a soccer player. Because when you lose sight or belief in yourself, we're done for. I use the definition of self-confidence to the ability or the belief to believe in yourself to accomplish any task. No matter the odds, no matter the difficulty, no matter the adversity, the belief that you can accomplish it, self-confidence. So you are saying, great, I don't have it, I'm so shy, I'll never do that, blah, blah, blah. And you start to rank all the way down here. But I use the word skill because I believe it can be trained. And I'll show you a couple ways in which we do. Hopefully I won't run out of time. I don't use any slides to get my speech. Always goes here, or here. So I will see which way we get to. The easy way to be self-confidence. There's no magic button. I can say, hey, the plane is going now. Who can fly? Put your hand up. I can. I'm confident. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Right? What did Malcolm Gladwell call it? The 10,000-hour rule? There's no magic button. I reviewed a goalie from Colombia, South American 1 year. Big, tall, 6'3" man. He had hands like stones. I thought he was like flipping. Every time I threw him the ball down onto the ground, I was like, oh my God, we're in trouble. Simple solution. Get to the wall, kick the ball against the wall to catch it. Kick the ball against the wall and catch it. His goal was 350 a day for 8 months. He came back, his hands were calloused and moisture on his hands were literally gone. He's now playing in Europe. Magic? No. Repetition, repetition, repetition. The problem is we expect to be self-confident, but we can't be unless the skill or the task we're doing is not novel, it's not new to us. We want to be in a situation where we have so much pressure in that. And what I mean, because pressure builds diamonds, we want to be in a situation where, hey, I've done it 1,000 times. I did my speech, I practiced it in front of the mirror, blah, 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 blah. Hey, I'm sounding good. And then I went in front of my kids and my wife. I said, oh gosh, I got a little nervous. And again, for a playing group, oh my gosh, I'm a little more nervous. By the time I get to the ACG, where 2,500 people can't say anymore, right? 2,500 people. When 2,500 people are there, I won't have a single ounce of nervousness because of my ability to practice, right? Over and over and over again. The problem with repetition is how many of us fail after the first hit of failure? How many of us fail after the first bit of adversity? Esther was on that video, and this friend who asked, there are anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 tries to build that climb up. 1,000 to 10,000. J.K. Rowling should be on that video. Do you know how many publishers she took her Harry Potter book to? I believe the number was 12 or 13. I'm pretty confident, but after 2 or 3 notes, I'll be like, damn it, at 6 or 7, I'm like, maybe not. Definitely after 9 or 10, I'll be looking to be a soccer coach or something else like an author, right? 12 times somebody say no, but practice, 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 and do not accept failure. Maybe it shouldn't be repetition, maybe the answer should be persistence, because we all repeat something but we feel what really persists. So that's one way to build self-confidence. Get out there, do what you want to do, and do not accept no. The other one, self-talk. We all have a self-talk tape that plays in our head. Anybody go shopping and put on a pair of pants this week? If you're a woman, the first thing that always comes, damn, I look fat in the pants. And if you're a man, it's the opposite. Oh God, I got no muscle, I'm so flabby, right? We all have this tape that plays in our head. As a student, if they ask me the question, I was like, oh gee, please, professor, don't pick me. I don't know the answer. I look down, right? Let me tell you something. at the VP business, and it's here I shouldn't repeat it, but when they hired me as an architect director, I sat in an architect's meeting, and I was assigned as a post when it comes to anything to do with numbers and angles. And they were like, the fundamental value of the architectural, what do you think, Dr. Joseph? Let me look into that for you and then get back to you. Right? I wasn't, oh God, please, don't ask me. We all had this negative self-talk that goes in our head. Guess what? There's enough people that are telling us that we can't do it, that we're not good enough. Why do we want to tell ourselves that? We know for a fact that thoughts influence actions. We saw there in the video Sheldon, Dr. Love show. We know that our thoughts influence actions. Why do we want to say that negative self-talk to ourselves? We do need to get ourselves affirmations. Muhammad Ali was with himself affirmation. I am the greatest. Who else is going to tell you? There need to be quiet moments in your bedroom. Quiet moments when you're brushing the teeth that we need to reaffirm. I am the captain of my ship and the master of my fate. That's my affirmation. I came from a school of 1,000 people. I lived in a town of 1,000 people for 15 years. It's my vision that I should be in charge of an athletic department building maple leaf gardens. But I am the captain of my ship and the master of my fate. If I don't say it, if I don't believe it, no one else will. How do you build self-confidence? Get away from the people who will tear you down. There's enough of that. Muhammad Ali, I am the greatest. There is no one better than me. There is a difference between heroic and ego and forthright. It's just reminding yourself in quiet, silent moments. I put it down on a list. It's right beside my mirror, right? About all things that make me who I am, because I make enough mistakes. And the newspapers will recognize it, and the people around me will recognize it, and they will tear me down. And pretty soon, I'll begin to believe it. There was a time when my confidence was really low. There was a time when I took this job, when I came from Iowa. I don't know if I could do it. I had to bring out my self-confidence letter. A letter I wrote to myself when I was feeling good. Ivan, congratulations on getting your PhD before 40. Congrats. I am 40? Honored? Congratulations on winning a national championship. Good job on raising 3 good kids and marrying the right woman. I wrote a letter to myself. It was my own red sheet, my own letter about the things I was proud of. Because there are moments, and we all experience them in our career, in our lives, in our job hunting, in our relationships, but we are not feeling good about who and what and where we are. I had to bring out that letter and read it time and time again for a period of about 2 weeks to weather me through that storm. It was important. Stop the self-talk. Stop the negative self-talk. If you watch, you'll see some athletes that have a little bandage or a little brand around them. Lance Armstrong is a perfect one. What's his self-formation? Livestrong isn't a brand. It was to remind him of who he was. Livestrong, and it became a ring. He would move that from one arm to the next arm when doubt and fear came into his mind. Livestrong, put it on there, let's go. We all have it, replace it. 2 ways to build self-confidence. I'm worried about my time. I'm going to tell you one way you can be self-confident in others. We are coaches and educators. We are teachers. We are people who will create value in the world. And doing that, we are critical by the nature of what we do. I am a coach. I want you to score a goal. The ball went over high. Dang it, the ball went high. Thank you, coach. I know that. Feedback tells me that. So what do? I need you to put the elbow here. And you put knee over the ball. I need you to follow through. Boom, land, great. Now that I've never made as a professional. What can we do? We fix mistakes. We're fixing that mistake. Johnny, it is terrible. You need to bend your knee. You need to do this. What have we done to Johnny's self-confidence? Bend your knee and do this. And do this. Next thing you know, Johnny's crushed. Ignore what Johnny does wrong. And find Bob or Sally or Frida over here. Great goal, Frida. I love how you kept your knee low. You follow through and you let it like this. Great job. Johnny? Huh? Great. Johnny's not demoralized. His confidence is in charge. And what I have done is I build up Frida's. Imagine how we could change the way we parented kids. Instead of getting a class out of the counter, what's wrong with you? If we catch the mother, good. Great job, great job. Thank you, Alice, for taking your class to the counter. It sounds simple, but we forget about it. Or as an educator or somebody as a team, if we manage to freeze the positive behavior that we wanted to reinforce, we forget it. It sounds so simple. Catch them when they are good. We forget it. It's simple. Here's what they did. There was a study in Kansas that did this. They did video, and we all did video, and we showed the video on them doing the run or the play. All need to go happen because the back wasn't protected. We didn't rotate here, right? We needed to this and the cover the slaw, and if that's the baseline improvement of the Kansas State team went like this. Then they said they know all of that, and they just showed them the times they did it right, the times they did it perfect. Represented no goals, spoke to the same points. Improvement wasn't like that. It changed and revolutionized the way we as coaches interact with our student athletes. We can apply that to business work, we can apply that to our student group work, we can apply that to our management teams easily. Catch them when they are good. Last and certainly not least, my son is really good at this. Self-confident people interpret feedback the way they choose to. I asked my son, who is by the far terrible athlete. Guess it's from his dad. How's the game? Oh great, I scored 3 goals. I got 2 assists. I'm like, I did not see him touch the puck. But he has his own perception of how he did it. I love it. Right, I'm that guy. I'm like, I remember when I met my wife, it was the comments. Polly, would you like to go to the movies? Lady, ding 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 go. And she goes, I know. I asked her again, because I think that she just hasn't seen me in the right light. Maybe that's not the wrong turn, right? Because I'm interpreting that the way I want to interpret it. Finally, I asked her out again. She gave me this one comment, right? Or she sent it to her friend, because that's the way we did back then. She wouldn't date you unless there was the last person on Earth. Hell was freezing over, and there was a small chance we had to save the planet Earth. Some people, it's like, there's no chance. I'm like, you're saying there's a chance. Right? Because that's how I'm gonna interpret it. If I could give you one thing to take from this, it is, no one will believe in you unless you do. Listen to the words of that video. Here's to the crazy one, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes. We're supposed to be different folks. And when people look at us, believe in yourself. Thank you.